In 1386, England and Portugal signed the Treaty of Windsor, an alliance so durable it technically still exists today, making it the longest active alliance in human history. Beneath the diplomacy lies one of the strangest geopolitical stories ever: how a tiny kingdom on the edge of Europe quietly reshaped global power through what can only be described as a centuries-long heist. Portugal was small, weak, compared to the giant kingdoms surrounding it, constantly vulnerable to invasion. So instead of fighting for land, like the rest of Europe, Portugal looked toward the ocean. While England, France, and Spain burned through armies fighting endless wars, Portuguese explorers sailed into the unknown searching for trade routes that could bypass traditional Mediterranean powers. They struck gold, almost literally. Navigating around Africa and reaching India by sea, Portugal suddenly gained direct access to the spice trade. In medieval Europe, spices were worth fortunes, and Portugal now controlled the routes carrying them. Lisbon exploded into wealth as Portuguese ships connected Europe to Africa, India, Brazil, and Asia, building one of the first truly global empires in history. England quickly realized something important. Portugal's network was becoming more valuable than armies. Instead of conquering Portugal, England allied with it, gaining access to Portuguese ports, trade systems, and global influence. Over time, the alliance evolved into something resembling a geopolitical business partnership. Portuguese exploration opened doors across the world, but maintaining such a vast empire drained the small kingdom's resources. Meanwhile, England grew richer and stronger, slowly benefiting from the trade routes and maritime systems Portugal had pioneered. Eventually, Britain would emerge as the dominant global empire, inheriting many of the same trade advantages and naval strategies Portugal had helped establish centuries earlier. In many ways, Portugal built the framework for global empire, and Britain perfected it. The strangest part is that the original alliance never really ended. Through medieval wars, the rise and fall of empires, Napoleon, industrialization, 2 world wars, and the modern era, England and Portugal remained allies. Historians sometimes jokingly refer to it as the world's longest war, because of the treaty's military obligations stretching across nearly 781 years of continuous cooperation. What began as a survival pact between 2 kingdoms evolved into one of the most influential relationships in world history. Portugal never conquered Europe through brute force or giant armies. Instead, it mastered trade, exploration, and alliances, quietly redirecting the flow of global wealth while larger empires fought each other for territory. And by the time the rest of the world understood what had happened, Portugal had already helped reshape the modern world map forever. Subscribe for more Under Simplified Timelines from history.